Let's start by giving all praises to the Most High, whose true name in the ancient Hebrew is Yahweh, and the name of his only begotten Son, whose true name in the ancient Hebrew is Yahweh Shai, and the Holy Spirit, which in the ancient Hebrew is the Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the elders of GMS who taught us his truth by the Holy Spirit. Honors to the brothers risking their life and freedom to push the gospel. Peace and blessings to the elect, who would be the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who make up the lost 12 tribes of Israel, according to scripture and according to prophecy. The elect would be 1/3 of the Israelites, who in the last days will return back to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, to receive salvation. While the 2/3 of Israel who don't turn back to the Most High in time be destroyed with America, and that's all according to prophecy. We back with another lesson through the mercy of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. This lesson is going to be titled, Digital ID Will Be Mandatory to Buy and Sell, to receive money, and to spend money. Again, the digital ID will be mandatory to buy and sell, to receive money, and to spend money. So now I got a handful of videos, and then we're going to get a few scriptures. And you see what it says here. Digital ID, mandatory if you want to work in the UK. So again, digital ID will be mandatory for you to receive money. Receive money for work, any kind of services or labor that you offer, any kind of trade or bartering that you want to do. But check this out.
You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. Our immigration system does need to be fair if we want to maintain that binding contract that our politics is built on. And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that.
It's as simple as that. Over there in the UK, in Europe, you will not be able to work unless you have a digital ID. And where do you think that's coming next? That's coming to America. And the digital ID, it'll begin with facial recognition, maybe palm scanning, fingerprints, thumbprints, iris and retina, eye scanning. It's going to start off like that, but that stuff has limitations. Ultimately, the goal is the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip that's going to be placed in the right hand to be a digital wallet, digital ID, and digital key. So next video, but keep in mind, you're going to need a digital ID to work, a digital ID to to receive money. Next video, back in the UK, back dealing with Europe, UK supermarkets ban shoppers without ID. No ID, no food, starting September 12th. That was like a month ago. You see the title. No ID, no food. So check this out.
UK, no ID, no groceries. From September 12th, a shocking new supermarket rule comes into force. Without a government-issued photo ID, you will not be allowed to enter any supermarket in the UK, even for basic essentials like bread or milk. Officials claim it's to stop shoplifting and fraud, but critics say it will destroy daily life for millions. This means teenagers, pensioners without passports, and anyone who's simply forgotten their wallet could be turned away at the door. Supermarkets will have staff at entrances checking IDs, and shoppers say this feels like airport-style security just to buy food. Campaigners warn it's the start of a two-tier shopping system that could permanently change the way Britain shops and eats. And here's the worst part. Fail the ID check once and you could be banned from that store for a month. Many are now asking, is this really about safety, or is it the beginning of a stricter control system, quietly reshaping how ordinary people live, move, shop, budget, and survive in Britain today?
And like I said, it's the beginning of a stricter control system. This is the beginning of the mark of the beast system, this cashless digital society, the New World Order. So again, UK supermarkets ban shoppers with no ID, no food. So this looks like if you don't have a physical copy of your ID, you won't be able to shop. But keep in mind the first video.
You will not be able to work.
So keep in mind the first video, in order to work, digital ID is going to be mandatory. But to shop, it says, ID is mandatory. It doesn't specify whether it's a hard copy or a digital ID. If they do require a physical copy of your ID to shop, it's not going to be that way for long. They're going to eventually move forward to you being mandated to have a digital ID to shop. That's what's coming next. Because, why is it digital ID to work, physical ID to shop? That's too much confusion. No, the world is going digital on all levels. So even if you can have a physical copy of your ID, again, it's going to move to a digital copy of your ID. Which, it can also be a QRS, a barcode on your phone, issued by the government, aside from finger, thumb printing, retina scans, facial recognition. But I got another video to show that in China, they're requiring a digital ID in order to shop. And China is ahead of the rest of the world. The world is moving toward what China is already doing. So again, ban shoppers without ID. No ID, no food. They may be able to use a physical ID. Eventually, they're going to require that digital ID. Next video. And again, these digital IDs, what they really want to go toward to is the RFID microchip. So check this out. You see this down there at the bottom. Canada Digital ID. Esau is moving on all cylinders.
So the digital ID has made its way to Canada already? They're moving faster than I thought. So they about according to what I was thinking, they about a month ahead of that. It's in Canada, Alberta. So if they didn't already try to push it in Thailand, Vietnam, then all of Europe, and now Canada. So that means it started like this. They hit me, right? Started over this, said boom, boom.
made mandatory in America next, or it skips over us and comes back to us, it's coming and it's coming fast. Yeah, the American people are going to resist, but Esau, he's going to cause all hell to break loose and put everybody in a desperate situation. Some kind of T attack, some kind of catastrophic events are going to be taking place in America to put the people in a desperate situation that they're willing to take it. So we wanted to show that the digital ID is on this side of the world, in the West, and Canada. Now, let's get this next video. So it says digital ID in China. Like we say, it's already been there. It says China, no digital ID, can't buy food. This is the point that we wanted to make a little bit ago. Going back to the second video, when it says UK supermarkets ban shoppers without ID, no food. It doesn't specify whether it's a physical ID or a digital ID. So maybe with a physical ID, you can buy food, but that's not going to be for long. The digital ID is going to be mandatory so that you can shop. Just like the digital ID is mandatory for you to work. That's why this video, China, no digital ID, no food. That's what's coming to Europe next, and Canada, and America. So no digital ID, you can't buy, meaning shop, for anything, neither can you sell. You can sell anything. You can sell a product, or you can sell your service, your labor, whatever you offer, whatever you're being paid for. So digital ID is going to be required to buy and sell, to spend money, and to receive money. Now let's check out this video.
So the latest in this dystopian outrage that is now all of China apparently is I once again cannot buy food. A couple days ago, my uncle and my cousin helped me get a
Digital ID.
cell phone that
Do you
is
want
linked
this?
to a Chinese bank card so that I could buy anything. But now, apparently, it has been flagged for some reason, and I have to pass facial recognition identity verification.
So yeah, digital ID, it have, facial recognition, palm, retina scan, finger, thumbprints, voice recognition, etc. But all of that stuff, as we about to see, has limitations. What can't be mistaked, what can't be messed up, is the RFID microchip.
Insane. Because all I want to do is just spend my gift card balance on this debit card.
Digital ID. Isn't it great? Now she's got to take a picture, look.
Check this out.
Just about to buy something to eat. Total madness.
This is facial recognition. This is a digital ID, one form of it. Facial recognition. Verify your facial features.
It's an email already drafted, so you don't want it.
Terrifying. Yeah. And what, because it was my cousin who set this up for me, I did not pass verification.
So if you don't pass the whatever verification, facial recognition, voice recognition, eye retina scanning, fingerprint, thumbprint, whatever, if you don't pass verification, like she said, she can't shop. That's what's coming to America.
I guess it's a good thing that the Chinese app is not racist. But now, I once again... So the latest in this dystopian outrage that is now all of China apparently is I once again cannot buy food. A couple days ago, my uncle and my cousin helped me get a
Digital ID.
cell phone that
Do
is
you want
linked
this?
to a Chinese bank card so that I could buy anything. But now, apparently, it has been flagged for some reason, and I have to pass facial recognition identity verification, which is insane, because all I want to do is just spend my gift card balance on this debit card.
Digital ID. Isn't it great? Now she's got to take a picture, look. Just about to buy something to eat. Total madness. I'm going to put something in the comments. Just copy it and then paste it onto Google and it takes straight to a thing you can send your MP. It's an email already drafted, so you don't want it.
Terrifying.
Face verification failed. Make sure the operation is performed by, etc., etc. But again, facial recognition has limitations. Somebody can get mauled by a dog or a wild animal. They can get some kind of facial reconstruction surgery. They can get Botox. Or the equipment could just be malfunctioning. Same with the fingerprinting. Somebody could get burned, cut, that'll throw off their fingerprints, etc. But that's why the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip that's going to be placed in the right hand, is the way to go for this new world order cashless digital society. But again, China, no digital ID, can't buy food. In the UK, no ID, no food. Shoppers are being banned without ID. If they do accept a physical ID, that digital ID will be required pretty soon, and all this is coming to America. Now I got another video to prove that it's coming to America. And we showed this video last week. Trump statue holding the Bitcoin appears in U.S. Capitol. Now let's check this out. And what is a Bitcoin? It's a digital currency. So, from a digital ID to work in the UK to a photo ID to shop in the UK, soon to be a digital ID so you can shop. Digital ID in China. Digital ID in China so you can shop. It's all coming down to this digital currency because that's how eventually you're going to be able to buy and sell is by the digital currency because everything is going digital. And Trump is pretty much advertising that eventually to work, to shop, to buy and sell, to receive money, to spend money here in America is going to be dependent on that digital currency. The digital ID, that's just the beginning of it. To start moving people toward that direction, to start conditioning their mind, to start conditioning their mind to the idea of these digital requirements, digital ID, then the digital currency. This is all conditioning the mind of the people so that this becomes the new norm. So when they bring and mandate the digital currency, even that may be based on an app like Cash App, Venmo. It might be like that first, but eventually it's going to morph into this RFID microchip, which again would be a digital wallet. That's your digital currency or the access to it, then your digital ID, all on a microchip. That's why Psalms 10 and 3. For the wicked boast of his heart's desire. That's what Trump is doing right now. What's his heart's desire? For you to take that RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. And it's bigger than Trump, because the wicked is Esau Edom, the white man. And what's their goal? To microchip everybody on earth, to get them to receive the mark of the beast, especially the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Because in doing that, they have complete control over you, because they can flag your microchip, your digital wallet, your digital ID, and they can ban you from shopping or deactivate your chip so that you can't shop. And then there's a tracker. They can track and monitor you 24/7. They can see what you buy, how much you buy, and what you do day to day. So again, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous whom the Lord abhorreth. But yeah, the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire. So this is way more sinister than it appears. Because eventually, Trump could be the guy to force America into the mark of the beast system. He's holding it out. You know, what other conclusion can you come to if even Europe, China, these other countries, they moving towards a digital ID, a cashless digital society, and Trump is holding up a digital currency? What other conclusion that you can come to? That is coming here. You know, everybody losing jobs. A lot more people about to lose their jobs if they don't accept this digital currency, the mark of the beast. A lot more people about to go without food, be homeless, not be able to pay bills, not be able to take care of themselves if they don't accept the digital ID, the digital currency. Eventually, the mark of the beast. Revelation 13 and 16. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. See that he's going to cause all. What's another word for cause? Mandate. And digital ID is being mandated in the UK. ID being mandated to shop. Next is going to be the microchip. Without the microchip, you can't shop. Without the microchip, you can't work. Because of all, both small, great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand. And this is the mark in the right hand, the RFID microchip, the mark of the beast. And in their forehead, that's the brain chip. Elon Musk has a company, but there's others creating these brain chips. How they going to enforce it? Because American people so quick to say what they not going to do. It says that no man might buy or sell. See that? You can't spend money or receive money. Say if he'd have had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So yeah, that no man might buy or sell. So you're not going to be able to buy food, water, pay your bills. You're not going to be able to go to work, sell a product, sell a service, sell your labor, or sell yourself in any kind of way. Why? Because all money, transactions, exchanges is going to be done on this cashless digital system with the government-owned digital currency. And you will have access to that digital currency to buy and sell by receiving the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. Without this, no buying, no trading, no exchanges, no transactions. Can't receive money, can't spend money. Now we're going to do something that no man might buy or sell. Let's look up this word buy in the Greek. Actually, 17. God damn, bro. G59 for the word buy. It says to be in the marketplace. So without the mark of the beast, without the RFID microchip, which will be your digital ID, you can't even be in a marketplace. And then what did the second video say? UK supermarkets ban shoppers without ID, no ID, no food. Supermarkets will ban anyone without an ID. Soon that's going to be the digital ID. Then after that, it's going to be the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. So you're not going to so not only will you be able to buy, you won't be able to buy anything. You're not going to even be able to be in a grocery store or any kind of marketplace without the RFID microchip. It says to attend it, meaning you can't even be there unless you got the RFID microchip. And that's believable because during the pandemic, a certain businesses said, unless you receive the hokey pokey in the arm, unless you got your mask on, you can't be in here. So that's what they're going to do with this digital ID, digital currency that's going to be mandated. Then they're going to force everybody to take the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. It says to do business there. So without the mark of the beast, the RFID microchip, you won't be able to do no kind of business. Even if you got your own business selling product. All payments, transactions going to be made on the cashless digital society. Paper money is going to be no more. You selling services. Whether it's a cleaning service or you selling labor, you going to work for a company. Well, they're going to be paying people with the government-based digital currency. So again, you won't be able to receive money unless it's on this cashless digital society. Unless the money is going to your chip, you will be receiving no money. And then when we come to the Strong's definition for this word buy, it says to purchase, to go to market. That's the grocery store or any kind of store, any kind of place where you spend money. So let's go to G58, which is the root word. It says buying and selling for all kinds of businesses. So no matter what the business is, you name it, you won't be able to buy or sell, spend money, or receive money without this RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. And again, that's why the UK said the supermarket will ban anyone without an ID. So we're going to get Revelation 13:17 again. That no man might buy. We went into that. So that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark. Now let's go to this word sell. G4453. To barter, to sell. Let's look up this word barter. It pretty much means to trade, because when you buy something or when you sell something, it's a trade. You're trading products or some kind of service for payment in the form of money. Exchange goods or services for other goods or services without using money. But it can include money as well. But we know the world runs off of money. Strong's definition. To trade, to sell, whatever is sold. So whatever is sold, you're not going to be able to buy it. Whatever service or product you offer, you're not going to be able to sell it. Food, water, pay your bills, phone bill, light bill, insurance. You won't be able to do it unless you got the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. So when you come up a verse to Revelation 13 and 15, he had power to give life into the image of the beast. That's this cashless digital society. That's AI. That the image of the beast should both speak. Don't AI speak like you speaking to a human? And cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast. How do you worship the image of the beast? You submit to it. You submit to these mandates. You know, ultimately the RFID microchip. That as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So people say, okay, you can't shop without an ID, without a digital ID, without a microchip. Well, grow your own food, have your own water supply. That's not easy as it sounds, because the people who don't comply, who don't follow the mandates, they gonna be hunted down and killed for not worshiping the image of the beast, for not getting the RFID microchip. They're gonna be killing people who don't get it. So you just sitting on the sideline doing your own thing, it's not an option in the new world order. That's why Revelation 13 and 16, it says, he calls of all, both small, great, rich, poor, free, and bond, to receive the mark in the right hand and forehead. It tells you you're going to be killed for not worshiping the image of the beast in 15. Then in 16, it tells you how they're going to force everybody to worship the image of the beast. Then 17 gives you the penalty for those who refuse. They're not going to be able to buy or sell. They're going to shut you out of society. You're going to be locked out of society until they hunt you down and kill you. This is Revelation 2 and 11. Lest Satan, Esau, even the white man, should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So position, desperate for cash, desperate for food, starve them out of society, shut them out of society, so that they comply and get the RFID microchip. It's going to first come in the form of a digital ID, digital currency. That's going to require you to have a phone. After that, it's going to be the microchip. So we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We know exactly what he's doing. Those who don't know what's coming, that's ignorant of this stuff, Satan, a white man, already got an advantage over you. Because you're not going to see it coming. You're going to be following these mandates one after another. Before you know it, you microchipped. If you know the penalty for that, you're going to be in a lake of fire. But what's the bridge? Because the stuff is here. The hardware, the software, the infrastructure for this cashless digital society, it's already here. But this is Job 16 and 12. I was at ease, but he hath broken me asunder. And this is the transition that the American people are experiencing right now. They was at ease. They used to could work, pay all their bills off of one job. Now they need one job and some overtime. Now they need 2 and 3 jobs. They used to could be able to afford food, but now they can't. They used to could maintain a lifestyle. Now they got to downsize. People used to be happy. Now they depressed and stressed out. That's why it says, I was at ease, but he had broken me asunder. America is, the people are being broken asunder. You have also taken me by my neck. That's you being in the chokehold. You know, America, you know, got their foot on the necks of the American people with this inflation and tariffs, cost of living, housing, market crash, collapse of the job market. You have also taken me by my neck and shaken me to pieces. When you look this up, it goes into figuratively or literally being broken. So America is being broken down mentally and physically. People stressed out, depressed, they tired, overworked, underpaid, and set me up for his mark. So Esau is setting up everybody for this mark mentally and physically. Mentally and physically, people are at the end. They ready to give up. They looking for a way out. They looking for some kind of relief. And that way out is going to be the RFID microchip. The scriptures wasn't lying when he said he's going to cause all, both small, great, rich, poor, free, and bond to receive his mark. Not to mention, you know, when people ain't ate in 24 hours, 30 hours, that'll change your mind real quick. So them lines to get the RFID microchip in these microchipping stations and booths, wherever they're going to be doing it at, them lines going to be off the chain. But that's the lesson. Digital ID will be required to buy and sell, to receive money and receive money. Lord willing, that was informative. Till next time, Shalom.